Okay, so when it comes to working with strings and data in R, we learned about string R and all its capacity. However, when it comes to working with strings are categories, more so in statistics, categorical variables are categorical binary variables. In R, we treat it a little bit differently. And so we treat those categorical variables as a concept called a factor. And so that we're able to manipulate our data or transform our data in such a way in a more efficient way rather than using or treating them as just pure strings. So the actual function is called forcats. Forcats. Uncomment this. Okay, uncomment that. I'm currently in the source code. I think let's see how this version works. Okay, I guess didn't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm just gonna run this out. Okay. So if you see in terms of responses, if you would type this and just look at what it looks like, it looks very similar as a vector as we've seen before, but now it legitimately specifies the levels, okay? And it's specifying the levels agree, disagree, and neutral in ABC order. Logically speaking, should it be agree, disagree, neutral? No. What should it be? I'm always in teaching mode. It should be agree or disagree. It should be left, disagree, and then neutral, then agree. Okay. Another vocabulary word. Okay. I'll continue. So with that being said, you can notice I'm in test QMD, but the same information is within this video 6 material. So don't fret. It's the same content. So we shall continue. Okay, that ran, we saw that. So we can reorder it to be in a particular order. Okay. So let me show you how you do this. So we're going to uncomment this. Okay. And the syntax would be the original responses. And then we're going to say neutral is going to be after 1. And now when we run this, there's of course responses. We see that it says neutral is now in the middle in terms of the order. Okay. So that is the utility of releveling. There's other arguments that we can try. I haven't ran through all of them, as you can see. Since I haven't ran through all of them, or at least all the possible combinations, let's just use our let's use help. Okay. So it tells us the factor level, the function that allows you to move any number of levels to any location. So it allows me just to move it. Okay. So this is just a bunch of different ways of releveling it. So if that's the case, I won't do experimentations, but a function in the future is going to allow us just to specify the set order. So just note that. Okay. So when I run this, I get I was supposed to get what I got last time, just 1. Oh, I guess they want me to say after because you can provide more than just neutral. Okay. Now it should work. Okay, good. Alright, so then reordering. In this particular situation, okay, so we can talk about infrequent. And so what if infrequent allows you to do is to store them or sort them from the most frequent to the least frequent. And in terms of the ordering of the factors. Okay, so neutral only appeared once, so that's why it's over here to the far right. Disagree appeared twice, so therefore it's here. And then finally, agree appeared 3 times, so it's the most frequent. It's the first one seen. This is huge in terms of ordering our bar plots within a bar plot. So in terms of the most frequent, then to the middle in terms of frequency, and then the least frequent bar. Okay, so that's that functionality. As you can see, with regards to string R, we're not going to cover all the functionalities within forcats, so just be aware of that. But then we have the help to help you out. So factor reverse level order, right? It allows you just to reverse the actual ordering of the actual current leveling of our factors responses. Okay, so then I think if you were to look at it now, response, let's just type it so you can see. Responses is currently agree, disagree, neutral. And then when I run this, what do you think it should be? Ideally, neutral, disagree, agree. Okay. I think this is probably the most useful. The next one is going to be the most useful in terms of actually changing the values of manually changing each value. Okay. So when we're now going to specify the name of each of the factors. So this is going to be responses. What do you think A stands for? Ideally, you could say agree. And then this will be disagree. And then this will be neutral. Neutral. Okay. So then I can uncomment these lines, and I can be refactored. And now instead of it being agree, disagree, and neutral, it'll be A, D, and that. So you just replace the levels. There's going to be a way that we can do this using strings, using the string R package, and I primarily use that method. But this is very useful in automatically changing the specifications of a factor. Okay, so that's nice. I like collapse. Collapse is pretty good. So collapse allows you to collapse multiple levels into just one. Okay, so if we say responses, responses here, we can say people are opinionated, under agree or disagree. And then they have no opinion if they're neutral. So we're reclassifying our the situations that are possible regarding our factor. So now that when I run this, okay, you can see it says opinion, no opinion, and those are the 2 levels possible. Okay. Lump kind of works in the same way. You're going to lump the least common. I think this is maybe the second most useful. Okay. And so we're going to create a new factor, okay, called complex factor. And then we're going to say if it's 2 or more, we're going to classify it as one group. And then if it's less than 2, it's going to be classified as another. So let's do that. And then this is 2. And then when I run this, what's happening here is that it's either going to be A or B. If it's more than, so if the factor has more than 2 levels, occurs 2 or more, it's gonna actually specify the level. If it's not, if it's infrequent, if it's less than 2, it's going to specify it as other. Okay. Especially, this could be very useful if you have a categorical variable that has a lot of different occurrences, but they only occur once, but maybe there's two majority ones that really occur. So I'll say this is pretty useful as well. Again, like I said with string R, there are so many other functions that exist. Okay, so if you do forcats ::, you see there's a bunch of different functions that exist. I went over the primary useful ones, but you can imagine there are other ones as well. Okay? Thank you, and have a great day.